Hey everybody, how's things going on today? If you're looking for a video on how to make really nice plywood cabinets, this is probably not the video for you. And if you're a carpenter or a cabinet maker who is very easily offended by, people that just don't really have a clue what they're doing and putting stuff together and putting it on, putting it in the wall, this may not be the video for you either. But if you want to see how I plan on building some plywood cabinets for this wall over here and this whole kitchen, stay tuned because I'm going to show you the way I'm going to do it. We're going to go outside. Here's the deal too, guys. I don't have any big fancy tools. I've got a miter saw. I have a skill saw. I have a table saw, bench saw. It's not a table saw, it's a bench saw. That's all I have to do it with. And I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to glue them. I'm going to put little mini cleats in the corners, just a little small square piece. I'm going to rip my table saw, and I'm going to use my air nailer. Hopefully I can get my old compressor here going in that, and that's where we're going to put it all together. We're going to do all the cutting and make the big noise outside because I got my cats here, and I don't want to freak them out too much here today. They're pretty traumatized by the big switch around. I just built this new stairwell, or I guess you're going to call it a ladder. Anyway, so I don't want to make a lot of noise in here and get my cats going. So let's go outside and see what I got going on. Let me show you how I am making a decently straight cut with an actual skill saw. These three pieces of plywood I've already cut, and they're actually quite straight, and they actually match up quite good. All I have to work with is 5/8 plywood. I didn't even go with 3/4, and it's not even good one side. It's standard grade 5/8. It's rough, it's nasty, and there's a barn board wall in there right beside it. So I don't need a beautiful look. I'm going to end up painting these anyway when they're done. They're going to be painted white. And any bad imperfections in them, I will just use drywall compound to clean it up. So not going to be a big deal. But anyway, here's what I'm up to out here. I'm working typical out of the back of the truck. This is my workbench here going on. And I need to cut, and this is better. This over here here's my blueprint. Doesn't everybody have a blueprint done on drywall like this? There's what we're building. So we have these are built, the three pieces. This is going to be the top, the middle shelf, and the bottom. The end pieces are going to be 2x2. I got to make two of those, 24 by 24. I'm going to cut them probably next. This is the face, the front. She's 45 inches long. She's 24 high. I'm going to have two doors in the front, too. These are the door openings, which is going to basically give a 3-inch relief around the edge, a 3-inch extra. I don't know what you call that. 3-inch skirt, whatever. Fascia, 6-inch in the center. So everything balances right out. And to do that, I get an 18-inch high door that's 16.5 inches wide. That'll be the openings I have to cut, and that's going to be my last piece I'm going to cut out here. And then what I'm going to do is get my table saw going, fired up, and I have these, which are left over from my stair project. Those are pine 1.5 by 1.5, and they are just a little bit too fat. I don't need anything that big in there, so I'm going to literally try to quarter saw that into 4 pieces. So anyways, for now, I'm going to get set up here and show you guys how I cut a piece of plywood quite straight here. Okay, I got to cut 2 pieces that are 24 wide by 48 long this way, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, get my mark for my 24. I hope you guys can see decently from there. If not, I apologize. 24 over here. Use this to get a nice straight mark across. There's my mark right there. Then what I have to do here in the center is get another 24-inch mark. That's pretty easy to do. He's going to be a big square, this guy. But I can't cut worth crap with a skill saw freehand. I just can't. I can do okay, but not good enough to do this. My hand wanders too much. I'm going to show you how I figured out to do it, and it actually works pretty freaking good. Yeah, I find my hand wanders too much with the skill saw, so I'm going to show you why I figured out how to do it. And it involves this guy, and it involves the right side of this side right here, right there. And this will take the line right off when I do this. This will take the line right off when I do this. 1.25 inches, and then the next mark past that, whatever that is. That's where I'm going at, and that'll give me, I can cut the line right off the skill saw. Take it right off straight. I have to go inside and fire up my generator. Check this out, worked pretty decent. Check this out, works pretty decent. The line is gone. You can see all the way down, there's no line there. Took it right off. Took it right off, no line here either. So, here you go. Line is there. Okay, now I need to set it up to do my 24-inch, my middle mark here, and this will give me two 24 by 24 pieces. These are my end walls, basically. These are for the ends. And then all I'm going to do is sand the burrs and stuff off of it. And again, I can put drywall compound on these. If I want to, it's going to end up with melamine paint on it anyway. Melamine, I think it's called. Right there. That'll give me a cut. It will take the line right off when I do this. The drill's getting cold. That's going to need to be charged up, but I don't need that to build them. All right, this way. All right, guys, let's see how good this one works. Not nice? Huh? Took the line right off. Works well. So these two should be the same. Not sure if they're going to be, they should be. Let's see how close I got. Hopefully my last piece here is 24 wide. No, it's over 20. Yeah, no, it's over 25. So I need to make one more cut on this guy. This is the factory edge. This is going to be my face. That's actually not a bad piece of plywood. Doesn't look too bad. So over here, I'm going to cut this. So I'm going to mark this side first. I need 24 by 45 is what I need. 24 by 45. It's not a warm day at all. It's pretty cold out here, actually. It's not a warm day to do this. That's why the assembly is all going to be done inside. It's too cold out. Especially to be gluing stuff. Definitely wouldn't want to glue stuff in this weather. Last little piece. Pretty good way to cut a straight line if you're asking me, guys. It works. Take the line right off that way. These gonna be perfectly square? No, not even close. But I mean, will they be doable for a camp like this? Yep, totally doable. Now I'm gonna mark out the openings for the door holes. Well, here you go, guys. Have a look at this. I don't know if you can see how well you can see or not, but it's all marked out here already. Marked out over here. These I'm going to freehand with the skill saw. They're going to be a little trickier to do, and try not to cut into what I'm not supposed to. I'm going to go in the camp and take a break for a few minutes and warm up my hands. Well, there you go. I went in for a little warm-up session inside. I'll tell you, it's not real warm out here today. I'm going to use my skill saw now, and I'm going to freehand cut these things, my openings for my doors, right? So they don't have to be perfect because the doors are going to be covering them. So, but let me see how decently close I can get to by freehanding it. Not bad. And again, there's going to be a door on it. That's one. That is one. Other should be just as easy. Last piece, guys. Last cut. There. Not bad at all. I don't think. Look at that. Check this out. There's my piece. That's my front. It doesn't look too bad, eh? All right. It is absolutely freaking cold out here. So we are going to go inside for a bit. Well, I'm moving inside here now. I've got all my little cleats cut. You can see all these little guys. They're just like a 3/4 by 3/4. They're just going to be going in all the corners. It gives me a little extra to glue to. It gives me a little extra to screw to and glue to. So, and what I've got here now, temporary work area here. I bought a couple of these little fold-up Canadian Tire sawhorses, and I'll tell you, these things are going to be worth their weight in gold. And when you're done, you fold them up, put them out of the way. And what I have is, it's actually a drywall sander with a real coarse, it's got like that mesh on it that doesn't plug up real good. So I am going to use that, just go around and take all the frayed edges off of this stuff from cutting it, right? I've already done one piece. This is piece number 2. Yeah, I'm just going around each piece and just taking any burrs. This works really well, actually, for what it is. Takes any rough edges, any splinters sticking out, takes them right off, because it's all going to be glued and screwed. Perfect. And again, they're going to be painted white anyway when they're done. So I'm not real fussy about, these things don't have to be flawless. They're being cut with a skill saw. No track saws or any fancy stuff here. Huh? Wow. I'm impressed. I've got 100 psi of air built up out there. So I should have my brad nailer, should be able to work. You can hear the compressor in the background. Sorry about the excess noise. And I'll flip the compressor back on in a minute. But that old thing, what a beast. An old Mastercraft that's 10 or 12 years old. That built this camp. This was done with a framing nailer. And that built this camp. So I'm going to start putting my little stickers on here and show you guys what I'm going to do with this. And again, I want to stress, this is so not the right way to do this, guys. This is what I'm going to do. And it should work. And this glue is plugged up. Alright, brand new bottle of Gorilla Glue. I'm not messing around here. Let's do this. I think that'll hold her. Little excessive. Little excessive. Little less than the next one, guys. That was a bit much. That was way too much. Now you gotta learn from experience. Let's try the brad nailer. Hopefully she'll sink one in. Haven't used this since the mini cabin. Perfect. Perfect. And again, I'm just using these as something to glue and nail to, basically, right? So, and I learned there, that was way too much glue. Way too much glue. The guys are laughing at me already, I know you are. Saying, look how much glue this ding dong put on the first piece. I'll learn real quick. So let's put the long one on the other long one. Let's try to do a little less here. Looks a little better, doesn't it? Looks a little better. Okay, that's way better. Line it right up. As I said earlier, this ain't the right way to do this. This is the way I'm going to do it. I think it'll work. It'd be a total mess. We'll find out here soon. Still too much glue. Way too much glue. Crazy, eh? I'll learn pretty quick here, guys. I will learn pretty quick. Too much glue. She's not going to come apart, I'll tell you that. That's better. Geez, there is hope for you yet, Sparky. There you go. Oh, compressor just kicked in. No. Tried to, and then it kicked out. All right. Well, this is number one. I got to do two more. Wow, and I tell you, I get into work in here, and I kind of didn't turn the camera on for a little bit. Sorry, guys, I missed a couple steps. But anyway, I have the box. You can see together here already. Basically, my bottom, my middle, my top. There's going to be a pile of room in this. Holy God. This is a huge, huge cabinet. All I have to do now is put on my face. There you go. All I have to do is put my face on. My cabinet will be done. So, I'm going to put the glue to it and going to see if I get enough life left in my nailer to do it. See if there's enough air left in the compressor. The poor old generator, when the compressor kicks out, the generator doesn't want to start it again unless all the air out of the tank, because it just doesn't have quite enough kick, and I end up, it keeps popping the breaker on the generator. So anyways, let's try to put this together, and hopefully I'll have enough air still to finish this off. Well, I figure the easiest way is to stand it on its back to do the face. So let's put the glue to this. We're going to glue it everywhere here. This is going to hold everything square, right? This front. That's going to hold it all. I'm even going to smooth this glue out my finger before I put it on. In the back here, don't want to get it all over me. It's going together pretty quick. It's taken longer than I thought it would, obviously, but I'm not a cabinet maker. Definitely, as you can see. Enough glue there to make 3 of these. But I want lots, right? I want the Bond goods. So. James Bond. Whoops, get some down in there. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm gonna own stock and Gorilla Glue before this thing is done. I really am. Wow, what a mess. I get glue everywhere. Holy crap, Sparky. What a mess. Thank God dry's invisible, and I'm painting it anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyways, almost time to stick the face on. That'll square everything up, and this cabinet is pretty well assembled. And I think I'm going to let it dry for the night before I try to wrestle it into place tomorrow. In the morning. Been a pretty busy day working on this. Anyways. I don't think it really matters, the front. Which one is which. Because again, it'll all be cleaned up anyway. And the most critical will be over here, because this corner over here will be the one you're going to see first. So this will be the critical one. Bada boom, bada bing, guys. I have a cabinet. Man, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough. Gonna say, nothing to be proud of, but nothing to be ashamed of either. So, I will let the glue dry on this, I think, before I try to wrestle it in place. Well, there you go, guys. I wasn't going to wrestle it up in place today. There it is. It's up there. It's huge. It's awesome. That's the first of the kitchen. First of the kitchen right there. Man, you can put a pile of stuff just in that. Yeah, as you can see, it's a big freaking cabinet. That's a lot of storage right there, boys. That's the start. You can see how far out it comes. She comes out a long ways. Maybe it's a little too much. I don't know. I don't think so, because the counters are going to come out the same distance. And now the next part of this project is going to be to build a cabinet in here. This is going to be left for a fridge compartment here, but in here this is going to be built in right out flush with that, and it's going to be my boss's swamp fridge. That's what I'm going to call it. Work on that next, I guess. Anyways, that's enough for today. I'm going to stop and sit down and eat something here, do some dishes from last night and all that, because I got dirty dishes here. Oh, it's been quite a day working at this. I figured this would take a couple hours to build, and I've been all day doing it. So, slow process, and it'll be okay. It won't look too bad once you get some doors on it, I think. I've seen worse, for sure. I've seen worse. But anyways, if you guys like this content, like and subscribe to the channel, please. And I'm close to 10,000 subs. I'm going for it soon. Anyways, live simply, remain grateful, and we'll talk to you soon.